couple games ago. J.R. Payne and her staff getting their last look before the return to the Big 12 coming up on December 21. Buffaloes in the home white uniforms win the opening tip. CU basketball. Jaden Masagayo has been the player the Buffs have gone to start games. They do it again. Masagayo is sort of always the initiator in games, gets the first bucket.
And just surgical down there. Jones played really good straight-up defense, trying to body her a little bit, but Jade just surgical with that post move.
The opener is Masagayo. She's often got the Buffs off to good starts in her first year with the program. Traveling violation for the Pioneers, so they go empty on possession. 1-2-0 CU. Sarah Rose Smith with Johanna Tadair on the inbound on the side in front of the Buffs bench. And around them, you've got Frida Foreman, Jade Masagayo, and Naimir Du, the 5 starters for CU. Foreman, deep, 3 is good.
Frida Foreman's so good at using the screen and setting herself up. That was good defense, but she does so well at cutting off of her teammates to set herself up.
Here's a takeaway from Johanna Tadair. Runs down the floor ahead of Robles. Robles sealed her off, misses the lay-in on the takeaway. 2 turnovers now by DU, but they survived that one.
Yeah, Johanna's gonna look at that one on the, she watches that game, but she'll be like, oh, yeah, nope, I overthought that one.
Yeah, could have gone into the contact there. Probably needed to body into Robles a little bit. She sort of left her the defensive lane. Masagayo couldn't corral it. The starters tonight, here's Frida Foreman, one of the starters for the Buffs. After Frida missed 4 games to open the year, she has been lights out.
I mean, the shot is just so pretty. And for Frida, such a huge momentum player too. Once she kind of starts, that momentum just keeps going.
Starting 5 for DU, Angelina Robles. Number 2, number 3, Emma Smith. Number 4, Jordan Jones, the featured player we talked about. Number 12, Laya Monclova, and 32, Lily Esparza. Shot up, no good. Bouncing offensive rebound down to the Pioneers. Now a tough pass at the shoe tops, handled on Clay, but wow, what a drive. Goes left to right, and goosenecks that home.
As they just found enough of a seam. I do love DU does such a good job of driving the basketball into the lane, looking for their players. They are pretty dynamic when they get into their flow offensively, but again, such a quick first step. Beats DU and just gives it enough on the glass.
For those who remember, like Dr. J.
Right.
The Dr. J handles. Frida kind of found herself too open or something there. She faded away on the shot, missed it short. I think she was surprised the defense wasn't more in her, and the ball onto the floor. Bodies down there. Whistle arrow to DU. Pioneers have won 4 of their last 5 games. They started 0-3 this year, but they've won 4 of 5, so they're feeling good about themselves. You know, this is their toughest matchup they've played. They haven't played a team like CU yet, but when you've got 4 wins and 5 tries, just everybody feels a little better, comes in with a little more swagger.
No question, and it's a pretty stingy defense. You know, they're holding opponents to just under 60 points. They've showcased a lot of solid defense in that winning streak.
Jones good from deep, and DU ties it at 5. There's Jordan Jones. Foreman forces the defense to come out. Lobs a pass for Masagayo, and DU defends that. So you said it, 59.5 points per game is what DU's been allowing. I think that's the interesting matchup here tonight. CU averaging over 70 points per game. Can the Buffalo score, or can DU prove this defense? How about some offense, though, for the Pioneers from Jones?
I know, Jordan Jones. Again, just one of those veteran players. She's going to take that shot. She has enough room and she's going to knock it down. Good look.
Jade Masagayo picked up the foul. Jordan Jones did get that foul earlier for the Pioneers, so 1 for Jones, now 1 for Masagayo. Each team has committed a foul. Tabitha Betson, Tabs, is in, the freshman, number 17 for the Buffs, just checked in. Leora Garzone also subbed in. Garzone had started the first 9 games for the Buffs, and then it has changed rotation with the 2 point guards out. Garzone coming off the bench. Fling up a wild shot from Smith. Another offensive board.
Say, DU does a tremendous job of just maintaining spacing and maintaining movement. They've been able to hustle 2 long rebounds. They had no business rebounding.
Good point. They really had things cleared out underneath and created some lanes to run through. Jones creates space and gets the shot. So you look for stats. She averages over 8 rebounds per game too, and almost 20 points per game. But now that you see her dynamically in a couple plays, Jones appears to be for real, and the Buffs are going to have to get heavy on the D with Jones.
Yeah, and again, a player that can knock it down, can also take it off the dribble real easy. Right there was just, she created that all by herself. That was no help from anybody else other than letting her work.
Basketball in her hands now. Jones gets it away to Emma Smith. Emma Smith also averages double-digit scoring. 11.5 points per game, leads the team in assists. Buffs take it away. Third turnover for DU. The Pioneers lead by 2. The Buffs can't lead by 1 on that 3-point try from Naimir Dew.
Again, Denver just hustling to the rebounds. 7-0 right now on the boards.
Wow, 0, you're right, 7-0. Buffs haven't picked up the carom yet. Betson will finish inside. Nice dish from Johanna Tadair.
Again, just good seal off in the post. Had just enough room, make that finish, make that extra pass.
CU has had 5 games of their 10 this season. Here's a 3 no good. 5 of their 10 games as a team, they've had 20 or more assists. Seen 2 so far on the way to 7 points for CU. 2 players each waiting to check in. On the side, Grace Oliver's going to get her first time in a moment. Tabitha Benson finds some space underneath. Nice work beneath the rim.
As I say, a little bit of a save. The pass wasn't ideal. She was out of position, but just finds a way. Good defense by DU. What a way to kind of save the shot and find the reverse.
4.5 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Jones thinking about it, gives it back to a 3 try for Smith, and that's Emma Smith, who averages double-figure scoring herself. Gets the feed. Wide open, Sarah Smith they got lost on D. Smith missed the shot, no whistle underneath. Buffs have left a couple out of the bucket on point-blank finishes.
As I say, pretty wide open on that, as DU did just get caught. They just got caught out of position.
Esparza sends it to the left corner to Angelina Robles, who drives. Garzone takes the rebound. Now the Buffs have 3 boards after they started slowly. Tadair is fouled outside. DU has a great day in the personal life. 3 ball on the way. Frida Foreman hits it, and the Buffs take the lead by 2.
Nice shot again. That out of bounds play is so effective for CU. Nothing fancy, just let Frida shoot.
Drive and a soft finish, looked good, just wouldn't go down for Emma Smith. 5'7" guard took it inside. Robles runs into the passing lane, knocks it out of bounds. DU 5th season head coach, Dosha Woods, 5th year leading the Pioneers. Lindsay Wernz, Sarah Miles, and Markel Dent on the coaching staff. Markel Dent, a 2016 Wyoming grad, University of Wyoming in Laramie. Foreman underneath. Tip grab by Erin Powell. Powell is in, Grace Oliver is in. And Iona Johnson also in for the Buffs. The new faces out there along with Foreman and Garzone. 33 Mary Wilson on the floor for DU. Shot missed by Garzone. AJ grabs the board. She's fouled on her way to the basket.
A little bit of frustration there. That shot clock was a little scattered. And on this time says, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna take this, take that extra dribble. Force the foul here. Good take, good solid take. DU's doing a great job, help side, putting bodies on people.
For DU, number 15, Alacia Brown is on the floor. Number 0, Brooke Morrell. Mentioned Mary Wilson, 33 is out there. We got number 10, Corin Watts is on the floor. Rebound lost out of bounds. So Corin Watts, a freshman from Regis Jesuit. out of Aurora, Colorado. And interesting that DU has 2 Colorado-based players. Jones is from Wyoming, just across the line, and Laramie, and she spent some time in Colorado during her prep years. Foreman goes again, missed that one. Oliver is standing right in the right spot. Karam came to her flat-footed, and Oliver scores.
Nearly how they drew it up.
CU trying to play some D here, see if they can get another shot and miss. They have turned the rebounding around. 5 consecutive boards for the Buffs since that timeout. Foreman will fancy ball handling to Johnson. Assist for Frida, 2 for Ayana Johnson.
And just the perfect drive. Ayana Johnson, good awareness to kind of clear out of there. Frida's coming in, and again, you got to respect Frida on the dribble as well. Frees up Ayana Johnson to finish.
About the behind the back in traffic in the backcourt from Frida, and just kept on going, never broke her stride.
Maintain the handle.
Good push by Frida Foreman. Shot up. DU had felt this game turning the wrong direction. Corin Watts scores to slow things down. Grace Oliver from New England. Erin Powell from Old England. And they get it over to AJ. Basket for the Buffs. We were talking about it. Talked about this on Saturday also. There's a 3 on the way from Wilson, and she hit it. Mary Wilson talking about the kind of classic traditional post work of Ayana Johnson. She just did it again. Her presence when she's been in has been great. Foreman, there's Johnson underneath, hitting the boards and scoring again. Ayana becoming a beast here.
Yes, let's go ahead and hit some of those boards, huh? Yes, and Ayana Johnson. Now CU takes the edge, 9 rebound State, but again, she's just such a big target. She does such a good job of using her length in the low post. It makes it really hard to play post defense. I
think the Buffs coaching staff is now licking their chops about AJ and what she's bringing to this roster. Her last 3 or 4 games, she has been a dominant presence. Nice interior pass. Brooke Morrell scores. Their zone, trying to feed it to Johnson below. Johnson liked the look, they just didn't connect on it. Frida Foreman having a great start, and how about this for ball handling? She's like, yeah, I saw some Jalen Sherrod while she was here. I'm gonna do my own showtime.
This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Again, perfect textbook break, draws the defense. Good finish by Johnson.
Ayana with 7 points on 3 for 3 shooting from the floor. She's got a team high 7. And you mentioned it about the 9 boards for the Buffs. Remember, they were out rebounded 7-0 to start. They've taken 9 of the last 10 rebounds. CU, I think DU just made them mad. Now they're not going to give another board the rest of the game.
Right, exactly. All right, now we can play.
You get none. The Buffaloes now making her 2nd appearance as a Buff. JoJo Nwori is on the floor and picked up that foul. Like to get her introduced, didn't mean to get her introduced with a foul call. Sorry,
right,
JoJo,
with the whistle.
JoJo is in. And Johanna Tadair, a look of bewilderment. She was whistled for hands-on defensively. Tadair, Buffs now have 3 fouls. That's just the first for Johanna. 3 different Buffs have a foul. Now Johanna's hands off. She's like, I'm not doing anything. I'm
asking for clarification.
With the first quarter clock winding down, another good drive and not a bad look for DU. Pretty good first quarter for the Pioneers, and CU might be.
Oh, great. They got to switch it up, make an adjustment.
Jade Masagayo. She started the first quarter as the go-to offensively, and she is again. She just turned around to Lior Garzone and said, my fault. I don't know if it was with the finish or something inside of that play design for the Buffs.
Yeah, just got a little low, but again, I love these post moves. Just didn't get quite enough on the glass there.
Lily Esparza picked up the foul. First free throw no good for Jade Masagayo. Masagayo for the Buffaloes has shot the most free throws on the young season. 33 free throw attempts in 10 games, so just over 3 per game attempted. Really no Buffalo getting to the line with heavy frequency. you imagine that's going to change in conference play for all teams, really. The game kind of changes, and even just minutes on the floor are going to change a little bit for players, a little more, probably longer runs, I would imagine, of minutes for some of these players.
Absolutely, right? The warm-up is nearly over.
Buffs hit 50% of their shots in the first quarter again against a good defense, and out-rebounded DU 10-8 after trailing 7-0 in the boards. The Buffs corrected that. 3, hoisted up, almost had her own miss, Mary Wilson. Buffs track it down. Naimir Dew up top to Jade Masagayo. Johanna Tadare dishes to the corner. Garzone, good for 3.
Nice. DU trying to make the adjustment, like switch up the zone. Let's see if we can get a little bit of an adjustment, throw their shooters off. Garzone's going to go ahead and knock that down. Not a problem.
Foul as Jordan Jones tries to get a shot away. Lior Garzone has 3 20-point or more performances this season already. Right there, 3-point knockdown. She's gotten good from outside. Started off a little slow from deep this year, but showing what she can do with range, inside, outside, got it all.
And she's so cool, calm, and collected. You don't see her get too high or too low. Knocks it down, keeps plugging away. So consistent for the Buffs. Doesn't get too emotional.
Speaking of players who lead their teams in free throws, Jordan Jones, she just shot her 74th and 75th free throw attempts of the season already. This is just their 9th game. So she's getting there something like 8 or 9 times a game is what number 4 for DU has been doing. Heavy trips to the line.
She's so good off the dribble and really trying to create her own shot, get to the line.
Tadare drives it, sends it back out to Nwori. Garzone, Dew, Masagayo, 1 second to shoot, threw it away. Thought she had somebody cutting through, and there's the defense of DU. Never really let CU get any breathing room to get a shot away.
Just stayed on it, and that's where the detriment of CU actually trying to make too many passes. Someone's got to take that shot, but DU just stayed in their face as well.
Yeah, the Buffs are, 17th in the NCAA in assists per game this season, that extra pass. But you're right, that time somebody needed to be the scorer, not the passer. Shot, that was a big opportunity. Ooh, offensive glass. Watts, pretty good looking shot at 8 minutes to go. Would have gotten DU back within 2, but they re-rack it, get another try.
And Smart, take their time, set up a shot.
Sarah Rose Smith and Frida Foreman waiting to check in for CU. Travel with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Emma Smith trying to create something, turnover.
Yeah, she was trying. Running out of time, running out of real estate. It's hard to do it when you got defense in your face.
Angelina Robles back in for DU, replacing Emma Smith. And the Buffs got their 2 in with Smith and Foreman. 7.5 minutes left in the second quarter. Buffs up by 5. Tadare had to reach back and fingertip that back to herself. Shot on the way. 3 is good for the Buffs from Naimir Dew.
See you doing their best to bust out of the zone. Not necessarily the dribble, the drive, just starting to take it from behind the arc.
Now an 8-point cushion for the Buffaloes, the largest lead they've had in this game. Change of direction, nice drive, kick it out, 3 on the way, that's good. Well done by Corin Watts, patiently waiting in the right corner.
As I say, they do such a good job drawing that defense, and they get deep, and they're able to kick out and find the open player.
There's Robles on the assist with the drive, and then the open teammate kick out. DU contesting the 3-point line heavily. 7 seconds to shoot. Sarah Rose Smith, Foreman cuts. Smith drives, reverses. Nice finish by Sarah Rose Smith.
Get a little creative on the backside of that zone, running out of, as the shot clock was winding down real quickly.
First basket for Smith. Jones settles for a giveaway, and it works. Robles was there. Good look by Jordan Jones.
As I say, chipping away at it, I do appreciate they're a bit tactical, right? Just looking for that open shot.
Couple threes. Sarah Rose Smith going to finish again. 2 more for the Buffs, 31-25.
Good awareness by Sarah Rose Smith, right? Find that open lane in the zone.
CU needs a stop here, giving up a couple threes to Dare, took it away, but got the hands of Laia Monclova, a sophomore from Spain. From Mallorca, no less. Among the more fun cities to throw around.
Every game, I tell you what.
Yeah, we're getting the international flavor without a question. Tadair out after the foul, her second personal. Zone and Foreman. Smith over there on that left side of the defense. Betson's down low for the Buffs. Jones, good look to the corner. Monclova missed the shot, and another offensive grab for DU, taken down by Lilia Esparza. DU has stabilized themselves on the boards after CU came storming back on the glass. Jones flung it up, missed it. Here's Dew with the Buffs on the run. Now they'll pull it back. Garzone open 4-3, missed it short.
I say Tab's not quite ready for that one. Came right at her.
That came off hard and fast. Rebounds even at 12-12. Credit to DU adjusting back. Traveling violation, 6 turnovers now for DU. A good trend, good indicator for the Buffaloes. Only 3 turnovers for CU. They've had some problems, especially in first halves with turnovers. Not so much today. Sarah Rose Smith, couple baskets here in the second quarter. Colorado up by 6 on DU. Of the week. And that's probably the widest range palindrome score I've ever gotten to enjoy. 93-39. I've seen some 43-34s, 21-12s, but 93-39. That's a maximum palindrome. Traveling violation. Betson trying to fight through defense, shuffle the feet.
Yeah, she did that one. Just kind of lost the handle. Got a little messy.
Had the contact going on down there, and bodies smacking around in the paint. Couldn't keep the feet organized. Jones, 2 for 8 from the floor now for Jordan Jones. 7 points. She leads the team in scoring, but has not shot it at her usual efficiency. Foreman slings a pass to Smith and then finds herself open in the corner. Frida Foreman.
Do you make the mistake of being a little slow, getting out on Frida Foreman on the corner? It's not a winning strategy.
Pretty nice work by Frida to create that opportunity, driving the ball, slinging a pass out, and running to an open spot. Thing of beauty. Another assist put up. Sarah Rose Smith has 2 in the game, had 5 against Southern Utah on Saturday. Jones drives in. She tries to grab her own miss, and out it goes. CU basketball. Johnson checking in for the Buffaloes, and Mary Wilson back in for DU.
Yeah, Frida Foreman. Yep, I'll take it right here, thanks. Finds her spot. Confident her teammates will find her. Like I said, DU just a little bit of that slight miscommunication.
Frida, since returning from injury in the previous 6 games before tonight, that she's played in 5 of 6 of those in double-figure scoring. She's already at 9 points in this one, so you'd imagine double digits coming. Nice pass from Foreman and Johnson.
They do so well recognizing the open cut, the pick and roll. Again, defense kind of both rolls with Frida. Anna Johnson, wide open.
You know, the Pioneers have earned a free trip with the frequent flyer miles they've picked up on the traveling calls. Multiple travels
Yes.
tonight.
Look at that. just textbook again. DU just hesitates, not sure if how they're going to defend the screen. That's plenty of time. Frida delivers the perfect pass.
Sarah Rose Smith on the glass offensively after the Johnson miss. Pretty nice post play by Ayana. Shot wouldn't bounce down for her. Johnson with it high post. Foreman, 3 on the way. Missed it all.
It's the rare Frida air.
Yeah, the next 6 will go in with nothing but net. Wilson gonna put it up. Looked good, but left it just short. 36-25. This is the largest lead of the game for Colorado, up by 11. Frida likes, oh wow, she was kind of messing with the D. You want me to shoot this? And Watts took it away from her. And then they dribble, kind of just sort of trash a pass out the backside. It wasn't dribbling a pass. I mean, it did dribble out, but that thing just sort of like,
just kind of let it go. Didn't really have a final destination in mind.
Right into the cheer squad. Multiple bounces on the exit. A turnover by DU. That's 8 for the Pioneers. Inside to Johnson again. Into double figures goes Iowa Johnson. She's 5 of 6 from the floor, 11 points.
As I say, so efficient. I do appreciate it. Takes her time, gets herself set, doesn't rush it, and does such a good job of using the board.
Sarah Rose Smith might have taken a shot in the solar plexus. She's kind of grabbing in her chest. Sarah Rose struggling a little bit. Grabs this loose ball, slings it over to Frida Foreman, and Sarah Rose having a hard time catching her breath.
Yeah, she's struggling. She's trying.
Sarah Rose staying with it, but Buffs need a whistle here to get Smith off the floor. And yeah, she just said to coach.
Something with her throat, yeah.
Something with her throat.
Play goes on. There will be no stopping. Sorry, Sarah.
To go, yeah. And she's tough too. I mean, if Sarah Rose is having a hard time getting back and forth with it, it's legitimate. Thinking about trying to put some points up through her struggles. Garzone missed it. Wow. Ayana Johnson overshot it. Sarah Rose Smith hits the glass, and she's still not right. Sarah Rose Smith putting in good effort right here.
That's to say, battling through it. Could crash.
Tied for team high in rebounds with 4 is Sarah Rose Smith. Ayana Johnson also with 4. Buffaloes have 20 boards now in this first half. Out rebounding DU 20-13. Another spurt here. They were tied 12-12 in rebounds. Now you get an 8-1 run in boards. Glad they're getting a chance to take a look. It's just needed to have a minute.
I like that everyone on the floor is now aware. But we still haven't gotten the sub in yet. Here we go. Here we go. One more.
7.9 seconds for Sarah Rose until she can get to the locker room at halftime and get this sorted out. Free throw up and down, and now we're going to sub JoJo Nwori. Tip of the cap to Sarah Rose Smith. I mean, she was in it defensively. She was on the offensive glass. Heads to the free throw line, hits them both, and then kind of staggers off the floor. I hope she's going to be all right. She's going to head to the locker room. Shot up, bounces off the iron. Late in the final seconds of the second quarter clock. 40. Finals starting on Saturday. So reading day is Friday, preparation for finals, and then Saturday is the start of finals here at CU. They do a weekend into a week for the finals round. Masagayo takes a feed from Tadair, who's open momentarily. Sarah Rose Smith, hopefully she got things corrected during halftime with her throat issue. Looks like she's back at full strength.
Back at it, looking good.
During half, I'll confess, I watched a little bit of a live stream of a Wind Symphony Campus Orchestra performance at Mackey Auditorium across campus. My older kid was part of the performance group. I was going to go to the concert tonight, and then
See?
I got a chance to hang out with you instead.
Right,
so I
right.
just got a
Instead, you're
little
like-
live look in at Mackey. Maybe our producer, Scott Ferrier, director Eric Poloni can get us a screen-in-screen, little split screen of the orchestral maneuvers in the dark over at Mackey
I
Auditorium.
like it. All the action on campus.
Yeah, look, it's all happening. The arts, the sports,
All the
the
things.
snow.
Got many options.
Not right now. It's not snowing right now. But a little burst came through this week.
Not bad at all.
Lior Garzone has now come off the bench the last 2 games, including tonight. She replaces Naimir Dew. Dew had the most minutes in the first half for the Buffs at 16 minutes, 44 seconds. But Garzone was second in minutes, 15-20, so off the bench. But it's just kind of one of those, yeah, that's just sort of how it started. But she's a go-to, obviously, on this roster.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, there's so many options for J.R. Payne. You've got a lot of depth. There's not too many lineups that you can go wrong with. Players know they can earn it, get their time in.
A nice creation by Laya Monclova, couldn't finish it. Neither team has scored yet in the third quarter. Jordan Jones played just under 17 minutes. It was a minutes high for DU in the first half. Robles short on the shot. You saw the Big 12 map. Masagayo, some big contact down low.
She kind of knew she was battling. Good defensive effort. Jade knew Jade knew the minute the whistle, like, yeah, that's gonna be mine.
Second foul for Jade. Kind of like when you knew you were speeding and you see somebody pull out behind you. Okay, let's just, let's just get it over with.
That's me.
In the Summit League, where DU plays, South Dakota State, Oral Roberts, North Dakota State, Omaha, St. Thomas, South Dakota and North Dakota, and Kansas City, along with DU, the 9 teams who play women's basketball in the Summit League. Iona Johnson checking in for CU, replacing Jade Masagayo. Summit League for DU, they ended up 5-11 last year. 8-22 overall, DU. And here's the preseason poll. DU finished to picked to finish 6th in the Summit League this year, with South Dakota State tabbed as the favorite in the preseason polling.
The fun game with DU is which sport, which conference.
Yeah. Moving it around the options. Dosha Woods, 5th season as the head coach for DU. Team sitting at 4-4 their record this season. Johanna Tadair was looking for first option Iona Johnson and didn't see that. Foreman with 7 seconds to shoot, pestered by Emma Smith, who maybe over-pestered a little bit.
And again, just the awareness by Frida Foreman to kind of maintain her real estate. Good, tough defense by Emma. I'll take that. Yep. First whistle on her, yeah.
Yeah, just the
That's
first
worth
foul.
it. That's worth it.
Yeah. Shot clock was getting low. Buffs get a new 20 seconds. There, and Sarah Rose Smith in close quarters on the left side. Get the ball out of there. Dish it off and finish it. Iona Johnson pumped up after the finish and a foul.
Yeah, finally just seeing the ball go in the hoop here in this third quarter. But look at Iona Johnson, kind of runs out of real estate. But again, she has such good awareness. Just give enough to give the ball a chance to get in. Doesn't ever short that. Excellent extra effort.
First points of the second half by either team took 3.5 or 2.5 minutes to get that to happen.
Yeah, I think both teams a little sleepy coming out of that locker room.
Lily Esparza picked up the foul. Two fouls for Esparza. Tabitha Betson replaces Sarah Rose Smith. Foreman to Dare. There's Betson, Garzone, and Johnson on the floor for the Buffaloes. Jordan Jones, 2 of 11 from the floor, and she'll pick up a whistle against the Buffs.
And she's,
Betson, first foul.
as I said, Jordan Jones, you mentioned, just has had some decent looks, just has not been able to get that to fall. DU shooting just 27%.
Yeah, Jordan Jones shooting just under 44% on the year. She's shot the most of any Pioneer, 110 times, but the Buffs holding her down at 2 of 11. Long ball in the way. That was Council, Emily Council, graduate student from Perth, Australia. JoJo, or Jordan Jones, number 4 for the Pioneers, backpedaling at the 3-point arc. Now down deeper with Betson. Jordan Jones, 2nd in the Summit League in scoring, 3rd in rebounding. Field goal percentage good in the top 10, but not good tonight. Buffs doing a good job on her. And 5th overall in minutes played. Jordan Jones, her dad, Big Will, played at Wyoming. And the tattoo on her right thigh is a commemoration. She lost her dad in 2013, lost a brother. And Jordan Jones plays with a lot of passion, a lot of heart. Cool story with one of the assistant coaches for her team too. Garzone puts it down right in front of the back of the shot clock.
I don't know if there's a, it all counts the same, but they aren't always pretty. That possession's gonna be marked down in the, we don't need to hang on to that one.
1965, that tattoo, that was her dad's birth year, the 1965, read that one, and then the wings up on the right thigh, commemoration to family members lost. Big Will, a member of a Sweet 16 team in 1987 at the University of Wyoming, and now one of their closest family friends, the child of one of his teammates, is an assistant coach, Markel Dent, on the bench for DU. So they have the Wyoming connection and kind of the family connection between Jones and Dent. Carries on with the Pioneers of the Summit League. Jones gets a shot away. Wow, rolled out.
Like I said, she's had so many good looks. Just cannot find the bottom of that net.
Tadair continues on and scores. A little hesitation out high and a burst down low.
Good awareness, loses the defense. Good seal in the post.
Cutting into what was the largest lead of the game for CU. That is Emily Council hitting a 3, and a timeout quickly taken by DU after the basket, 47-28. CU comfortably coaching in the NCAA. Cable Ace Award as an analyst, and in 1983 broke my heart. I was a big Phi Slamma Jamma fan. Garzone's gonna finish, and NC State took down
Totally.
Akeem the Dream and the Houston Cougars, and I was just a wee lad out in a rural town in Colorado,
heartbroken lad.
For some reason loved the Houston Cougars, and there was Jimmy V. I thought at the time was a villain, and then you come to realize this guy's awesome.
Actually, right. Yeah, what was the connection? What was the connective tissue there?
Okay, well, hey, thanks for asking. I want to talk this out a little bit. Foul here is going to send Wilson to the line. Okay, fine. Okay, so it started with the Houston Oilers. They had a receiver named Billy White Shoes Johnson.
Okay, yeah.
Who used to he wore these white shoes, go figure. And when he'd score a touchdown, he did this knock-knee dance in the end zone. It was kind of one of the original kind of goofy dances. And then they had Dan Pastorini. Then Earl Campbell came rolling in, and so I was a big Oilers fan. And then the Rockets got Akeem and Ralph Sampson. And so I started, Clyde Drexler was there, so I started following the Rockets. And then the Astros had Nolan Ryan for a little bit, but I mean, they were loaded. They had a guy named Dickie Thon, who was a shortstop who took a pitch in the eyeball and like kind of ruined his career. I just became a big Houston fan.
We were in
Colorado.
Houston sports community. Did you spend a lot of time
so I adopted. No, in fact, I finally went there my senior year of high school. My sister moves there. I go down there for the first time. I said, "It's my favorite city ever." I went down there. I was like, "Oh, never mind."
Oh,
no, it's not.
Sports.
Yeah, no. We had Broncos season tickets. I'd go to the games when the Oilers came in with all my powder blue on. Tabitha Betson goes deep. 3, good. Betson from downtown. The Buffaloes at 52 points. Big lead. Up by 23 on DU. Aaron Powell trying to jump in front of that pass. Now Tadair does get in front of this one. Tadair centers it up, drops it to Betson. There's Powell. Johnson and Garzone, the others out there for the Buffs.
I'd like to see her take that left side.
There's Powell going for some offense, finishes, drops it in for 2.
Get plenty of room. Good execution. Take that shot.
Erin Powell had 3 points against Utah State. It's the most she's had in a game. She puts 2 in for the Buffs there. Grace Oliver and JoJo Nowori will be checking in. It'll be after a break when the next horn comes. DU's going to get a sub in also. Here's a 3 up and good. Watts knocked it down.
I say, good shot. Yeah, Benson closing out on you real quick. But finds the bottom of the net.
Lilia Esparza, the Pioneer, waiting to check in at the next stop. Here comes Tadair. You know something that always makes me happy? Watching Toriano Towns coach. I don't know why. I just enjoy
That's right.
Enjoy his presence along the side over there. Tadair pulled down the miss by the Buffs and then had it ripped away rudely. Corner, another 3 up, and got another one. Corin Watts, the freshman from Aurora, Colorado, Regis Jesuit.
Say, doing some work in the second half.
And now a takeaway. Watts had it. Look out for her. 3 is too strong. Jones has the backside offensive board. Up it goes again from deep. That's short from Mary Wilson.
DU bench was up and ready to cheer for that one.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, now another takeaway and stepped on the mid-court line. The Pioneers had it taken away from Tate. 32, and we're just in the 3rd quarter. And of those 32, 14 of those tonight from Ayanna Johnson. That's 1 off of her CU high. She scored 15 against Tennessee Tech. Had a game at Minnesota last year, did AJ, of 19 points against Chicago State. 14 off the bench tonight for number 1 for the Buffaloes, Ayanna Johnson.
And so efficient, too. I mean, she's only played 11 minutes of this game. When she's on the floor, she's making an impact.
Yeah, 11 minutes, 14 points. JoJo Nowori. J.R. Payne just speaks glowingly about the work ethic and the resolve of Nowori, who's gone through injury issues. 2 years of just, ugh.
Just has had a tough role.
Finally working her way back on the floor. Just the last game on Saturday for the Buffs was her first chance to get on the floor. Grace Oliver.
Doing some work down low, finds the reboard. Again, takes your time to collect yourself. Power dribble, up and in.
Coach Payne talks about the recruiting and the type of student athlete, type of player that the Buffs are going to get. And Grace Oliver seems to fit that to a T, just kind of in her style, her personality, her demeanor. You know, they kind of have this consistent group of players who there's like this pleasantness, this kind of, you know, approachability to them. But when you put the competitive buzzer on and you go for it, Oliver kind of has that in her. Kind of like Foreman, you know, a lot of smiles,
right,
kind of that
sneaky,
yeah, kind of that smiling assassin thing. And we've seen Oliver early here in the pre-conference portion of the schedule as a new member of the Buffs, demonstrating the kinds of things that lead to great Buffs during their careers.
And just kind of that consistent growth too. Every game, get a little bit better. You're seeing that improvement, seeing that confidence grow with every game rep.
Erin Powell picked up that foul that just created the free throws, and Jones hit both of those. She's hit all 4 of her free throws, 9 points for Jordan Jones. Eight seconds to shoot for CU. Foreman with 3 to shoot, puts it up over Watts, a new record for Frida Foreman, 2 air balls in a game.
Yes.
You don't see that. Oliver tries to run in front of that shot, just enough. Watts missed it. Rebounding now. Wow, 32 to 18 Buffs, a plus 14 on the glass.
I say after this first half of that first quarter, Buffs got on board. Like, okay.
It starts there. Foreman going to go deep again with the shot clock down to single digits. So the last two possessions I wanted to ask you, you got this big lead. I was going to say, what are the Buffs now maybe working on offensively, or what do you see them trying to do? But they're kind of just sticking with the ball.
Right now. Yeah, not looking so good right now. I mean, give DU credit. They flashed a little bit of that full court press. They're trying to stay in this, try to chip away at this thing, and their defensive effort, they are a little bit sticky, forcing CU into just some terrible decisions. Ooh.
Emma Smith she saw that miss coming. She read it off the hand, and she just sort of did like a volleyball set, popped it right back up into the basket. Good read by Smith.
You can see DU again, flashing that trap.
They're free to get one to go down off the back iron, high bounce.
Yeah, but they're making it difficult on them, that's for sure.
Quick three, up and down. Hit that shot right in front of the buzzer. Emily Council ends the third quarter with a three. DU keeps the pressure on the ball, driving, and the shot won't go for DU. That's Nymere Dew, by the way, spelled D-I-E-W, not D-U-Do. That'd be the other way to pronounce.
Solid clarification. That's right.
Be careful there.
Let's not get confused.
Jordan Jones. Looking for double figures still. She's got 9 points. That's right at half of her season average. Smith, good shot from deep with 3 seconds left on the shot clock. It's a three.
And again, you see DU flashing this full court. CU handling that possession with ease.
Tadair picks up momentum heading to the paint and then helps pick up the defender she dropped, Emma Smith.
I say Emma Smith was just smart, patient, kind of just flared it off. That screen, set up her shot. Jade was there, just a little late. And then knocked it down.
Tadair on the inbound, and the Buffs are whistled. It's Grace Oliver whistled on the inbound play for CU. Each team with 1 foul in the fourth quarter. Council's been a willing shooter in the second half. Tries that, missed to the left.
Do you try to stay? Oh, Jade.
Nice recovery by Jones as Masagayo broke free.
As I say, kind of dropped. Council was wide open, but good recovery on defense.
And that's going against CU's Jade Masagayo. Went down hard. Third foul.
I say Jones took a little bit of that too. I wouldn't call it the cleanest fourth quarter so far.
Yeah, we got 8:21 to
exactly to get it back up.
Improve on that.
Get it back up.
But when you make that comment, it does make me think about the fact, DU's not going to start conference play quite yet, but CU, they do want to finish in good headspace here. Yeah, they're heading toward conference play. They're, of course, heading toward finals first, but West Virginia's next, and they would rather have a good taste for this final quarter.
Absolutely, just ironing out a little of the wrinkles, right? For the coaching staff, finding out a little bit more about your team. Obviously, you've got some injuries that you're still working through. That kind of disrupts the dynamic for sure. But as you prepare for that conference season, first, as you mentioned, they'll have about a week off. Take those finals, take care of that student-athlete bit. Get through the holiday.
DU, after this game, still has 4 non-conference games remaining before they open up with South Dakota on January 2.
Nice. Just a solid, again, just give it a chance. Every time you get to that bucket, give it a chance to get in.
That's the Jordan Jones dynamic that leads her to be the second leading scorer in the Summit League to date this season. Explosion to the rim.
And while CU's had some really strong defense on her, she also just has had a bit of an off game, just has had looks, they haven't fallen, all of them.
That was two Australians going at it offensively and defensively, and Sarah Rose Smith wins that, forcing the shot missed by Emily Council. Garzone leads down to 12. Buffs could use some more points here. Whistle the tie-up on the rebound. CU is going to keep the basketball on the arrow. We got the freshman Corin Watts also at 11 points. The freshman co-team high right now. Sling it down to AJ. She had that knocked away. Whistle stays with CU. No foul, just an out of bounds knock away.
Credit Jordan Jones. She kind of read that scout. She remembers that report. She knew exactly what was coming.
Their zone goes back inside. Buffs wanted to get this in the paint. Johnson couldn't hit the shot. Ball's loose to the floor, and the arrow is going to Denver.
Call on the floor, possession arrow to DU.
Thanks to Sarah Wedeman on sports information for DU, the women's basketball contact. Told us more about those players who have scored those tonight. Jones and Watts, the 11, Smith with 8. The leading scorers right now for DU under their season averages. CU has played that portion of this well. Again, DU averaging defensively, allowing 59.5 points per game. CU about right there now. Jones underneath fouled.
You see Jordan Jones telling herself to finish. Again, Sarah Rose Smith just keeping the contact. And again, Jordan Jones has had good looks, right? She knew. That's why she's telling herself to finish. Yep, I had that. I had that.
Just one foul for Sarah Rose Smith, and that's impressive. You know, if you've watched CU basketball last year, this year, Smith plays hard, and to the point that she's had her throat damaged, she's had her lip damaged tonight. Just one foul.
Exactly. This is true, right? You look up at that sheet, you realize, right, hasn't had many whistles, but is making a lot of contact.
Jordan Jones, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. You want to know how to keep your almost 20 points per game average going an off shooting night, but she scored 6 times from the stripe.
No defense when the clock is stopped. Money.
Yeah, Pure at the line too. Great looking free throw stroke from Jones. 10-point game here. DU with a stop. They could get themselves pretty excited about where they're at.
Absolutely. And you see him just sticky enough.
Garzone, there's Sarah Rose Smith on the boards. Garzone gets it back and floats in for 2.
So smooth. So smooth. Good aggressive move. Forgot a little bit of defense there. Gotta get back. Gotta get back.
Just in time from Garzone. Esparza missed the shot. Sarah Rose Smith and Leor Garzone with 6 rebounds each for CU. They lead the team with half a dozen boards. Masagayo skied to receive that pass. Garzone goes deep. 3 from Leor. This might be that final separation point for the Buffs, back up by 15.
Good awareness, Jay Masagayo. And again, looking for that weak side. You got shooters all around you.
Jones with the finish.
Sweet little step through.
Yeah, she does some cool stuff.
Yeah, she's got a great game.
Tries to get to that floating pass. Garzone just inside the 3-point arc. Missed it. Naimir Du, offensive glass. 38th rebound, a plus 15 for CU on the boards. CU came into this game averaging about 9 rebounds per game more than their opponents. They're about double that tonight. Underneath, good feed to Naimir Du, fouled, +1.
That's a heck of a pass from Jade. Again, not typically one of your assist leaders, but just threading that through a little bit of traffic, and good finish by Du. Yeah, that's worth celebrating.
Go ahead, enjoy it.
Go ahead, enjoy that.
3 fouls for each team. The Buffaloes came into this game averaging 18.7 assists. That's 17th most in the NCAA nationally. Top 20 team at 18.7. It's funny, that's 17th in the country and only 6th in the Big 12.
Yeah,
Tells you
exactly.
The Big 12 has some teams
It's pretty decent.
dishing it out.
Distributing the basketball.
They've got 18 assists now tonight after that one from Jade Masagayo. Masagayo with 3 assists in the game. And the Buffs now with their 18 assists, trying to To get 2 more, that would put them on 6 games and 11 outings where they've had 20 or more assists as a team. And 1 is good. Nymir Due. 6 points now for Nymir. Jones spinning. Esparza driving, gets it to Robles. 3 is good. Angelina Robles.
I say credit Angelina for just finding the right spot, being the perfect outlet.
Sarah Rose Smith runs it through the defense, back out to Frida Foreman. 7 different Buffaloes with an assist, among those 18. In goes Jade Masagayo, just missed it. She's going to shoot free throws. The foul goes against Lily Esparza.
This is just perfect. In traffic underneath. Robles, yep, nope, I'll be right here. Read that perfectly.
Found a spot. Jade Masagayo to the line. Is 0 for 2 from the stripe tonight. Again, the Buff who has shot the most free throws on the season gets the first. These 18 assists. Remember, Kendall Wetta, who had played 108 consecutive games for the Buffaloes until Saturday with the injury. First time she's missed, broke that 108-game string. 2 free throws good for Masagayo. So you got her out. Kennedy Sanders is in the building tonight, which is a good sign, meaning that maybe she's getting a little closer back after that practice protocol. Injury. Yep. But talk about, you know, Saturday, big assists, 17 of them for the Buffs with their 2-point guards out, 18 assists tonight. The system is part of what we got now. Kendall Wetta is elite at that particular skill, but the Buffs show their system can create that too.
Yes, like in the pivot. Okay, we've got 2 of our floor leaders having to take a seat. You know that Coach Champagne knows she's got a bench. She knows she's got talent to work with, but the fact that you have 2 games in which you can juggle the lineup a little bit and still not even take a dip in those assists, that makes you feel good if you're a coaching staff.
Jordan Jones drove into Nymir Due and Jade Masagayo and had it rejected.
Too much.
Under 4 minutes to go. Sarah Rose Smith scores.
Sarah Rose Smith.
8 points for Smith.
Nice little finish. Again, that left-hand side wide open. I like seeing a couple positions. Buffs take advantage of that left-hand lane.
Watts again from deep. What a night for giving themselves a chance to work on themselves. But now the real test will begin on December 21, jumping into Big 12 play.
Yeah, you're right. The strategy with a veteran team, with a well-versed team, is you can go ahead and test yourself early, right? With a lot of fresh faces, there's still a lot of room for improvement, flow, learning your team, learning what the dynamic is going to be.
There's, again, that situation, the newcomers, the 3rd most behind Kentucky and Clemson with 11, 10 for the Buffs. And, of course, that statistically, those numbers now compared to 5 years ago, very different because of the dynamics of how rosters can move around.
Right, not uncommon at all anymore. You're right, exactly right. Pretty little inbounds play finished by Jade Masagayo. But you're right, the dynamic of college athletics in general, and especially women's basketball, is there's so much turnover every season.
3 up and good from Emma Smith. Smith with 11 points now. That's right on her season average.
I mean, you mentioned earlier the developing or the type of player that Coach Champagne has been able to bring to this program. It's far less about culture now and far more about player personnel.
That's the first miss in the last 7 shots combined between the 2 teams. They each hit 3 in a row before the miss by Garzone. Chance to go to single digits. No good from Jones. 11-point game.
Just trying.
Wow. 4 of 16 from the floor for Jordan Jones. Foreman, Smith sends it right back up on the left side.
Tip drill.
Yep. Get an offensive board and some points out of that. 8 points, 7 rebounds. I'm sorry, update the stats. 10 points and 8 rebounds now for Sarah Rose Smith.
You can feel some of the frustration and tiredness off of Jordan Jones right now.
Yeah, it's funny when you, with Wyoming and the campus there, the altitude here, 5,400 elevation, it's like 7,200 in Wyoming. So,
oh my gosh,
you know, it's not a conditioning issue for sure for Jones.
No.
It's a working her tail off issue. They play at high altitude all the time, higher altitude by almost a couple thousand
100%. More of the mental exhaustion of, I have gotten plenty of opportunities. It is not my night. There has been some good defensive looks by CU, don't get me wrong. There's been a lot of great defensive effort there. But there's been plenty where Jones has just not been able to find a friendly bounce.
Garzone too strong on the three. 1:15 to go, Garzone. So that would be pass interference in football. You got to turn your head around, but she just threw the arms up and deflected it off the back of her self.
Yeah, she saw counsel down there. CU was cut out of position. Good awareness to, I'm just going to get in front of it somehow, some way. I know it's coming.
Just make big. Throw the arms up. And it worked. Deflected it out. Now Masagayo denies the inbound pass.
Trying it again.
Traveling violation. 11 turnovers for DU. CU with 15 turnovers tonight. Well, the points in the paint now at 44-12. CU 44 of their 74 points inside. 44-12 margin in the paint in this game. These teams we talked about, it's been 4 years since they met. What we didn't talk much about was DU won that game 4 years ago by 1 point over the Buffs. So that feels good for CU to set that right. It'll make the series 10 wins and 3 losses for the Buffs all time against DU. Rebound, puts it back
in. Kind of on the hop, on the bounce.
That's 8.6 rebounds for Nymir Dew. 8 rebounds for Smith, 6 for Dew, 6 for Garzone. Buffs 43-25 on the glass, under 25 seconds left in this non-conference in-state meeting. DU, good luck to the Pioneers in the Summit League. Again, 4 more non-conference games for DU before they jump into the Summit, where they're picked in the middle of the pack this year. Garzone scores it for the Buffs, 14 points for Lior. That'll put her at a co-game high with Ayanna Johnson, who had 14 tonight also. Final hoist up, rolls off, no good, and Jones rolls her eyes. Jordan, it's that kind of night. 4 of 18 from the floor. She's still at 15 points.